Warning, this video should not be lived. Listen carefully. You're about to discover a manifestation technique that has been kept secret for decades, hidden, censored. Some call it the 24H code. Others just whisper about it, afraid of what it may cause. This technique has been removed from books, deleted from forums, banned in courses and training, because it works too fast, because it gives too much power. Only 0.01% of humanity knows about it. And now, you are among them. In less than 24 hours, this technique can alter your vibration, your energy field, and above all, the universe's response to his command. But before continuing, promise one thing. Don't use this in a hurry. Don't use it to prove something. Do not use for ego. Use by awakening. Because what you're going to see here, it's what great masters used in secret. It is what has been hidden between the lines of millennial texts. And now, for the first time, it's accessible to you. You've been guided this far for a reason. None of this is by chance. And the technique that starts in moments, it will reprogram your entire reality. If this has already started to stir you, consider leaving the like now and subscribing to the channel. Because what you're going to find out here today, you won't find it anywhere else. It's serious. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing it. But you don't. Most people have been conditioned to believe that reality is harsh, that the world is scarce, that things take time, effort, sacrifice. But this, it's just one version of reality, not reality. What if I told you that there is a crack, a loophole that some have discovered and crossed? What if that breach wasn't anywhere physical, but inside you? There is a flaw in the array code, a space where time collapses, where what you think, it becomes form, where desire no longer needs to go through stages. He simply is. This technique, the 24-hour code, was not created. She was remembered, because it already existed before language, before religions, before the how-to. It is prior to the word, and for this reason, almost no one notices it. Most are too distracted to notice the power they carry. We live surrounded by distractions, by haste, by desires borrowed from others. We want to manifest things without understanding where they come from, and so, nothing happens. But here, you will feel the real alignment. It's not about wishing, it's about remembering. And the first key is this: the reality you live now, it is not yours. It's a repetition, an echo of what you've believed for years. The good news? The 24-hour code starts when you stop this echo. And how to do this? Imagine a radio station. Now imagine that your body, your thoughts, your emotion, it's an antenna. If the antenna vibrates at low frequency, you only pick up chaos, problems, lack, shortage. But, and here's the secret, if you learn how to change your antenna, you tune in to another plane. Literally, you change the channel of your existence. It changes what comes into your life. And more than that, it changes what you feel while you live. What no one tells you is that manifestation does not begin with desire. It begins in the void. Emptiness is the 0 point, the moment before creation. And most are afraid of this space. But the 0.01%, they learn to inhabit emptiness, to silence before asking, to align before acting. Do you want to know why your orders take so long? Because you're ordering with Ruido.com, Meadow.com doubt. The universe responds to your state, not to your words. And this is where the forbidden technique begins. You need to learn to silence the field. And when the field falls silent, he obeys. That's what no one taught you. You don't have to wish for stronger. You need to want cleaner. And here's a suggestion that can speed up this process. If you feel like you've come this far for a reason, and you want to really experience this vibrational shift, take a look at the first pinned comment. There is a link that will show you exactly how to activate this technique in your daily life. It's simple, direct, and will make you see the world with different eyes. Now take a deep breath, because the next part is where everything starts to fall into place. Let's get into practice. In that, it really changes its frequency in 24 hours. But beware, from here on, you will no longer be able to see reality in the same way. Are you ready? Because now, the curtain will fall, and reality as you knew it will lose ground. The 24-hour code does not work like conventional techniques. It does not depend on repetitions, nor on empty statements. It doesn't require you to force yourself to believe in something your body still rejects. It works because it acts directly on the information field, and that's where the difference begins. While the world focuses on matter, the code acts on the invisible, because it is in the invisible that everything is formed. What you see today, it is a reflection of a delay, an old image that continues to project because no one has erased the slide. Most of them live trying to change the mirror, without touching the face. But what if you could access the exact point where everything is generated? The source code, the subtle architecture behind your life? The 24-hour code is like a direct access to the server of your reality. And the key to entry is simple: internal coherence. There is no point in wishing for money thinking about a shortage. It's no use visualizing a relationship feeling that no one chooses you. There is no point in trying to attract health with the body screaming fear. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. And being here has nothing to do with effort. It has to do with vibration. The technique begins with absolute silence. From the outside in, turn everything off. Turn off the lights. Leave your cell phone away. Sit down. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and begin to listen to what exists before thought. Perhaps for the first time, you will notice the noise that exists when everything seems silent. This noise, it is resistance. It is the vibrational mess that delays your manifestations. And the first practice of the technique is this: listen to the noise without trying to silence it. Just witness. That alone starts to change the field, because the observer alters the observed. And when you observe the chaos inside with presence, it dissolves. After the noise subsides, comes the second step. But beware, it is counterintuitive. And that's why it's so powerful. You will feel the desire, and will let it go. You will remember what you want, and will not ask. It will just maintain the vibration of those who already have it, but not as a theater, not as a mental trick. You will become. And this is the most difficult point for 99.9% of people, because they have not been taught to trust the invisible. They were taught to expect proof, results, guarantees. But the 0.01%, they learn to trust before they see. And so, see. The practice then is this: deep silence, pure presence, testimony of desire, and after that, delivery. But true surrender is not giving up. It is knowing that it has already been created, and therefore there is nothing else to do, only to receive. If your field vibrates with this certainty, the universe responds, because the universe is a perfect mirror, and it only gives back what you sustain. Now, I want you to feel it in your body. Imagine that your wish has already happened, but don't visualize it as if it were a movie. Feel the body that already has what you want, the posture, breathing, lightness. What would it be like to walk, eat, sleep, with this wish already fulfilled? This is embodying manifestation, and the longer you sustain that state, even for seconds, the more your field begins to change, the more you reprogram your vibration, and then reality responds. What seemed impossible begins to arrive. Right people, absurd coincidences, doors that were locked, open. But here comes a crucial point. Don't expect results. Be in the state, because the result is not the goal. The state is. When you really understand that, You free yourself from anxiety. And this liberation is what creates the collapse of time. That's what makes something come in 24 hours. It's not magic. It's field physics. It's resonance. And the cleaner your field, the faster the return. Now I want to invite you to experience this in a guided way, feeling each part of the process in depth. In the first pinned comment, there is a link. Click there when you're done with that video and take that step. Because nothing changes on the outside without something changing inside first. And you already know that. Returning. You don't have to move in the world to make the world move. You need to move inside. The 24-hour code is about that. A complete reprogramming of your informational field. And here's the detail that almost no one notices. It is not enough to do the technique. It is necessary to abandon the old. Because as you activate the new vibration, but you continue to cling to the pain, the drama, the old role of victim, nothing changes. You need to stop being who you asked for and become the one who has already received it. It's not easy, but it's simple. And every time you silence and enters this state of certainty, a new path opens. It's as if the universe said, "Ah, now you're ready." And then, answer. This response can come in forms that the mind does not expect. It can come in an insight, on an invitation, in a dream, in a discomfort that makes you leave a place that no longer serves. But it always comes. And when it comes, you know. Reality doubles. People show up, opportunities intersect. Miracles, which once seemed like just stories, happen. But it all starts with that moment. When you sat down, closed your eyes, and for the first time, he heard his field. The rest, it is a consequence. And now that you know that, the only question left is, will you use it? Or will you go back to distraction? Because this power cannot be given to someone who still plays victim. This code is real, but he demands presence. It requires delivery. It requires courage. And if you've made it this far, it's because part of you is already ready. The doubt may still speak loudly, but the truth has already been sown, and it will grow. You will notice, in the coming days, a change, maybe subtle, perhaps gigantic. But if you stay in that state, even for seconds every day, the 24 hours will become your new normal. Time will no longer be your enemy. Reality will no longer be a prison, and desire will no longer be a search. It will be expression, because you have become the source. And the source, it does not ask. It emanates. Now that you know, now that you've felt it, breathe. Feel that silence. This technique no longer needs words. It lives in you now. It is not something you do. It is something you become. And maybe, even if you haven't realized it yet, it's already happening. Notice how your mind tries to go back to the old, how he tries to rationalize, doubt, explain. This is the old programming resisting the collapse. But don't fight it, just look. When you see, without judging, it loses strength. You are rewriting not only your life, you're rewriting the way you exist within it. And now the real challenge begins. Don't forget what you felt here, because the world will try to pull you back. It will put distractions, noise, urgencies, and all of them will seem legitimate. But now you carry something new, a code, a memory. You know you don't have to chase it. You attract, you emanate, you manifest it. The old one you sought in the world, the new you. It is the world. And that changes everything. When you understand that your vibration is your request, that your silence is your command, that your presence is the password, then you become impossible to ignore by the universe. The right people will feel it. The right places will emerge. The answers will be presented even before the question. And it all starts because one day you stopped. And instead of asking, heard. Instead of running, silenced. Instead of wanting, reminded. You remembered that everything already exists, and more than that you are not here for nothing. You were guided to this video until that moment, up to that frequency. And that wasn't luck, it was harmony. From here, the world will test you. He will ask silently, do you really believe what you felt? Or will you doubt it again? And when that moment comes, and it will, you'll have two choices: back to the old script, or keep the new state. If you keep, even if everything looks the same, the invisible will be being rewritten. And suddenly, at any moment, when you least expect it, the 24 hours are completed. The desire arrives, reality changes, and then everything that seemed crazy, it becomes proof. Everything that seemed impossible, it becomes a memory. But the biggest demonstration? It's not the car. It's not the money. It's not love. It is the version of you that emerges. It is the you that knows, that feels, that vibrates, that lives before you see. That is true abundance. Not what comes from outside, but what becomes impossible to be taken away. You now know, and who knows? He will not be the same again. No matter what happens out there, you can always come back to that point. Silence, presence, coherence. This is the portal. That's the code. And he now lives in you. If this video touched you, and I know it did, don't let it die here. Leave the like, sign up, because what comes in the next few videos is going to take you even deeper. You're just getting started. And the reality barely began to hear you. See you in the next one.